Hello and welcome again to Cyprus. My name's Paul Fay, and welcome to today's look. We've got quite a lot to cram in a short time this morning. So I'm going to start off. I've had quite a lot of messages regarding how I managed to play so many projects. If I tell you quickly the background, when I was playing for many years, just computer-based games. Everything was sorted for you, the stats would be compiled automatically. Life was good, but it wasn't giving me the same feel as I get from tabletop games. But when I first discovered play games, for instance, and I realised there's a lot of different sports that I'm interested in, and their games are wide-ranging, fantastic, and it requires more self-discipline if you want to get those games on your tabletop regularly. So I only use Excel. I mean, I know a lot of people create great cards and stuff in Affinity Publisher, and I've got that myself as well. But as far as just organising different projects, I keep it simple and I keep it straightforward every season, or every year, because my projects run from the whole year, January the 1st, December the 31st, and I keep it simple. And I'll quickly show you before I get into looking at the updates to Pocket Pennant Run and how it affects your play of History Maker Baseball. I'll show you exactly how I manage in Excel. I'll start off by showing you last year's. So every one of my projects has their own tab, so you can see it along the bottom here. We've got all what I was doing last year: Major League in 1985, MLB 2023, Japanese 85 and 23, and then the two fictional leagues I ran last year was the Continental and BA 2023. I also did some other projects, Cooperstown and the girls and Japanese ladies as well. And every league let me just make this bigger for you. Every league has the same setup. We have two divisions, the Profits Division and the Seers Division, and each one has 6 teams. We have the schedule. I have the schedule already set, and they're all in the baseball, they're all 2-game series, and they play 20 games in the regular season. There's quite an extensive postseason, but they do play 20 in the regular season. And over here is the grid of how they performed against each other. You may notice that, as well as the scores for each game, by the way, those in green are what full play games. The others were either a mixture of different game engines, but the green ones are all full play. As you can see, the last round is always all full play, and the stars mean it was a tie. I don't go into extra innings, or didn't last year. And because I want to have a playoff at the end of the season between all the different projects, I use something called performance points. So you can see here, each team gets points for a win, and they also get 10 points for a win, and they also get 1 for the run difference in those games. So you'll see that the Dodgers in this round 5 beat the Phillies 1-0 and 6-4. So 2-3, they get 3 points bonus on top. And if there's a split series, you get 5 if you've tied 1 game. It's as simple as that. And then at the end of the season, the third plays the second place team in a qualifying 3-game series, and then the divisional series is 5 games between the winner of that and the team who came top. You'll see the team that came top in this was the Yankees, but ultimately they lost to the Royals, who played the Reds. And I do this for each sport. got the NFL 57, that's run slightly different, but still the six, two divisions of 6 teams. CFL, NHL, lacrosse, all with the same 2 divisions. If they came late to the party last year, prime time came late, so I couldn't fit in a full season, but because I do the performance points, you can end at any time, so it doesn't matter. And then the post-season, I keep a record here. Sorry, just let me go up to the top. So I've got all my sports, and you can see the results of all the post-season. There's the Royals, I was telling you, beat the Yankees 3-2 in the divisional series. I keep the saved on iScore, so I can go to iScore as well, and I can log in there. Just show you quickly. And then there's all my games played there. So if I wanted to see all the Royals games, for instance, click here, and there's all the Royals games. And you can go into the box score, you can go into the score sheet, you can even edit it. You can look at the broadcast as well, which gives you a digital replay of the game. Or you common one is just the box score. You can see how the team performed there, and all these stats can be exported as well to Excel. I'll minimise that. We'll go back to what I've shown you about mine, and you can see I'm consistent. It means it's easier to plan each year because you know exactly what your aim is going to be. You can still have tournaments on the side, but you know that your main focus is going to be on your league setup. And then once I've had the league, 8 teams in the baseball qualify for Sage, and those teams then play off to become the overall champions. And in this particular year, the Boston Minutemen won it all. And then I have a summary of team leaders, and then the leaders, and who became the MVP. So I can go back over the season. I don't have the same detail for every one, but I do keep it all. There's the postseason stats for baseball. For other sports, I do keep a copy of how those games played out in the postseason. You'll see that the Giants won by 57, 31-3 against the Rams in the championship game in 2022. It was, I lost it out, there we are. The 49ers who beat the Chiefs 30-21. So I hope you can see that it looks relatively complicated, but it's not. If anybody wants a blank one, I'm happy to supply that with them. I keep different things on these. These are the 8 top qualifiers. I use artificial intelligence to tell me who's got the most points at any time. And then logos, various logos, and then postseason player stats for individual teams. But I only keep full stats for the postseason because I've got so many projects on the go. I can't keep up. I can't do full stats for every project like I used to. And then I've got 2025 mostly set up. We're underway. You can see for this season, I've got all-time greats, franchise greats for MLB. I've got, which is going to feature in what I'm going to show you shortly. We've got MLB 2024, which is underway. Actually, I've already played a couple of other games that need going in there. We've got 2016 NPB and 24 from Japan, thanks to Brian Aronoff. And then we've got BA 2024. And then I'm waiting, I'm going to do a Negro League from 1933. Moving along, for those of you interested in football, there's the World Football League. Schedule's all complete. Who's going to be playing who? First game up will be Wheels against the American Detroit at Birmingham. I like to look at it when it's all blank at the beginning of the season, and then you can see it all filling out. And then NFL 2022, which 12 teams. By the way, the top 3 teams from each division automatically qualify for the following season, and then the best performing teams from the league qualify for the other 3 places. Sometimes it's a draw, depends if there's a tie in the real life standings. And FA 2024 is going to be played out as well. For the CFL, I'm in a cooperative, so I'll be playing the 23 season there. NHL, all set up exactly the same, Profits and Sears. Lacrosse Blast, also NBA all-time greats, and I think women's as well. So the women's as well made it to the table. And the only soccer I'm doing this season is floater. I've decided to row in with floater, and we've gone just fictional on that. So I'll close these Excel. I hope that's given you an insight. If anybody does want it, I know I've sent 2 people already the blanks. If you want a blank, just ask me. And now a brief look at a testing version. This is a beta version, so I must ask people not to write to Craig Harris or Matt McKeever asking, can they have this? It's not available yet. I haven't finished testing it for them. I'm doing it every day, and Craig Harris is working on it religiously every day. And this is for people who like play any board game. Obviously, my focus is on History Maker Baseball and obviously Pocket Pennant Run. And Craig is in the middle of creating Boardgame Assistant, so we'll be able to play any team easily, just inputting the results using one button. But the thing that was missing was the ability to really use the team management module in this to create fantasy teams that of teams you already owned. So for instance, if we go to team management, you'll see clearly what I mean. I've put one team in there, which is the Atlanta Braves from 2023, because they were the other team who reached my championship series last year against the Boston Minutemen from 1974. Sorry, just having a quick drink. So I'm going to show you how to create a team in basically minutes using Pocket Pennant Run, and it can be any team that you want, any History Maker Baseball fictional team. You can add the players into here, and you can do it in bulk. So you click Add Team, and then you create a team, add a team manually or from league sheets. So you click that, and then you press Go, and that will bring up this year. So we're going to use the sample, the Boston Minutemen, my 2024 Sage champions. So we put in the year that they were actually played, and this is where you can type out players in bulk using this format. Bit tedious, I found. So what I've done, Craig has changed it, so you can actually just type them up in Word or any text editor you've got, and just do them in this format. So for pictures, it's their hand, whether they're a starter or a reliever, what their fatigue is. Obviously there's some trade-off Yeah, by the way, if you only intend using this as board game assistant, you can just put all A's or all D's here. It doesn't matter as long as there's something. But I've converted History Maker Baseball traits into Pocket Pennant Run characteristics. That's just for my own use. I'll show you why in a bit, but you can leave no spaces or you can put spaces. It doesn't matter how you do this, as long as all that information is included and what position they played. There's a few limitations at the moment because, as I say, I'm still testing it. You can only have 15 players added in bulk at the moment. You can add others individually. And also for utility players, Craig's still working on entries for that, what you put here. So what we do, we can put 15 players, and I know that 15 takes us down to Cecil's Shanks. Let me just check out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, takes us down there. So all you do is you right click, press copy, minimize this, and then go into here. And right click won't work in here because it's a specific app, so you've got to press Control and V to paste, and then you get all your players that you've got there, and you press save, and the program will check whether it meets the criteria. If it does meet the criteria, you've done it all correctly, it will come up here. If you've made any errors, it will tell you, and you can go back and fix them and then add them again. So you can make any changes if you've made any errors here to any players' names or anything. So once you're happy, you press yes, and the players are saved to the database. So we exit this, and now when we look at our teams, we'll see that there's 2 teams, and it shows you the Boston Minutemen with a plus to show that it's one of the teams you've added. So we're going to load that team because at the moment we haven't got any lineups for it. So we'll load that team, and there they are. Obviously it's going to be a limited because we've only got a limited number of players at the moment. We've just got a couple of relievers. How many have we got? 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've only got 9 batters. So we create a lineup, and obviously it's going to use all those. We'll make one of those players a DH, and it's made Ed Handy the DH. Once you're happy with it, if you wanted a picture, if you weren't using the DH, you can just click here and it will put change position 9 to the picture. But we are, so we'll press create a lineup and it'll put it back. We're using the DH. So we're going to save lineup. It'll tell you whether your lineup is correct and complete. And then you can call this anything. Let's just use A1 as a test. And we click OK. Do you want to use it to override the current one? Yes, that's because I was testing before. So there we go. And what we can do now, we've got 2 teams with lineups in there. So what we can go to print score sheets, play game day. Again, we'll have the Braves travelling to the Minutemen. We'll use our A1 lineups. We're sure we have pitching for, we'll have Spencer Strider. And who will he go against? Boccanegra stepped up in the postseason, became a big star for the Minutemen last year. And then we press, you can print the player cards for these. You can create the game score sheet, or you can export to Green Fox Excel. But in our case, we're going to play game day. You can change the fatigue rating. Obviously, with modern pitchers, it probably should be 5. Let's change that to 5. I usually leave it a bit higher, just to give you more flexibility. Let's change it back to 6. So there we have it. There's the lineup as I created yesterday. in readiness. So we save that, and then we'll come up Boccanegra 5. Let's leave him at 5. Save lineup, and then we go to the game. Oh, one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to change the ballpark. Let me close this, exit, edit, ballpark, no team. So let's say Bitty Beer, they play that. And let's say the park favourability is hitter, manager's name, Paul Fay. I've got no traits. I'm staying out of it. That's updated. Sorry about that. We'll try again. Braves at Minutemen. Visitors lineup. A1. Pitcher. Spencer Strider. Pitcher Boccanegra. Play game day. We'll leave everything as it was. Save lineup. Enter. Save lineup. And you'll see it's changed the stadium. So forever, until as long as I was playing the Boston Minutemen, that would be their stadium, and they would have hitter. So, okay, so we can play this now. For those of you who don't know anything about, for those who play HMB, play gamers who don't know anything about Pocket Pennant Run Game Day, there's a lot of facilities within the game to move fielders around, and if you were playing the game as Pocket Pennant Run, as I say, I've actually entered their characteristics, their traits from HMB. I've converted into A, B, C, and D for these. So Boccanegra, for instance, is an A. So we'll just play a few batters with doing that. So it's 10, batter 8 to base hit for Ronald Acuna. Okay, batter up, Michael Harris, gives his real life stats. Obviously there's none for the Boston Minutemen, and he's a green. So we'll go ahead and steal. Let's try steal. Oh, he's out. He's out stealing. So the 11, batter 12, it's a park, because it's a hitter, you add 1 to first, it's a base hit to right field. And do you want him to stretch it? Yes, and he's safe. Turned it into a double there. Michael Harris used that speed of his. So the next batter up, and you can look at the bullpen, you can see who's available and what their traits are. So immediately it gives you a glance for History Maker Baseball. If you're playing it using this as Boardgame Assistant, you'll know, for instance, I mean, it's a conversion of my own making, so but you can tell straight away that Boccanegra, Rainwater and Lee will be ace or close to ace, and you'll see that their control, Lee, he's their star reliever, he's an A, and their fatigue here. Okay, so we've got limited players. Let's just play out the rest of this this inning as using PPR, and then we'll switch to a quick inning using History Maker Baseball. 9, 8, base hit, advance is 1. So threatening in the first, the Braves, 1 out, men on first and third. 6, Oh, this will be an error. It's an error by Boccanegra. There's a run in for the Braves. They take the lead early. Austin Riley, always a home run threat. 12-7. It's another base hit. And in modern baseball, we'd be getting people up already. And the pen is giving up 4 hits. So let's go ahead and warm someone up. Let's warm up Tommy Rainwater. We've got 3 men on base. Nobody with any speed. Awesome. Okay. Right, Travis Darno. A chance to put his stamp on this game. Infield, it's a range play to second baseman, 7, and it's runners advance. It's a ground ball, 4-3, but runners advance. 1 runs in. Ozzy Albies switch hitter, but he's an A. Hit 33 homers this season. 4, control 3, struck him out. Boccanegra finally got out of the inning there. Really did well, only to give up 2 runs. So Spencer Strider to Frankie Perez, 2-12 walk. Mike Merchant, 12-4 fly ball to left field. F7, 1 away. Doyle Ward, who was my MVP of the postseason. And we've got another error. Second error of the inning. Okay, Cecil Shanks performed poorly in the actual postseason. 7, lefty righty, 4, fly ball, possible tag to centre field, so it's out. Possible tag, centre field. Don't want him to tag. Richie Woodson, 3-6, struck him out. Okay, so you can see we've got Tommy Rainwater is warmed now. We're going to go to the pen just because we can in this game. His fatigue rating's 2. We'll bring him on, and Rainwater's on. Okay, Marcel Asuna. Let's look at who stole bases. Okay, Rainwater. Now we're switching to History Maker Baseball for this inning, just to show you how to enter, once again, board game companion, board game assistant. Just bear with me a second. Here we go. Okay. Asuna, is he a slugger? Is a semi-slugger? No. Fly out to left field. F7. Batter up. Alcia. Runners on base. No. Hot batter. No. Pop out to third base. Acuna. Pinch hitter, no. Fly out out to centre field, F8. Okay, so the Minutemen are coming up. Leroy Jackson, just looking through my players here. Talk amongst yourself while I find Leroy Jackson. Okay, is he a control pitcher? He is. Ground out to shortstop. 6-3. Batter up. Is he same? He's righty to Ed Handy. Yep, struck him out. Batter up. Bob Bloom. He's usually no threat. Is he the same? Righty, yes. Struck him out. Okay, so you've seen one inning there using Pocket Pennant Run Game Day. You've seen one inning of History Maker Baseball, but obviously, although I play History Maker Baseball and I use other game engines, you can enter any board game result on this. It's not complete yet, but you can work with it to enter your game results. Craig is working on stripping out all of the Pocket Pennant Run automatic results and steals and stuff, so you will be able to enter whatever has happened on your tabletop. And the important thing to notice here is that you can do them all with touchscreen. So I don't need to move the mouse. I can just touch anywhere on my touchscreen. So you can be traveling and just use your laptop or your touchscreen, whatever you've got it on, to play the game. And the beauty of this is that the reason I've loaded the actual fictional traits from History Maker Baseball is that if I am traveling somewhere and I have no space to get my cards, etc. out, at least I can bring up a representation of History Maker Baseball on there and use it within the game and play a game quickly. I can have the whole game set up ready to run in 1-2 minutes, and I can happily play any games I want from my league during that if situation dictates that I can't play the game in full. If we're visiting somewhere and I manage to get a few moments, you can quickly have a game on the table or on your computer screen in seconds and still feel like you're playing History Maker Baseball, or at least getting the representation of History Maker Baseball. Obviously, we're compressing the traits down into the four characteristics that Pocket Pennant Run has. But it works well for me. I've tested quite a lot of the results, and they're quite similar to what I've achieved playing both games. So I'm going to close this down now. If you've got any questions, I must just emphasise this is not available yet. Craig is just finishing a Negro League module, and once he's done that, he will publish this in the next few days with any final tweaks that I think it needs. If he doesn't finish the Negro Leagues in a couple of days, he's going to publish it anyway, because I'm getting so many messages. Because it's very easy to use. You can use it for all your tabletop games. Let me just close this, and I just want to show you a couple more things before we go. Close that, and close this. Oh, that's the other team. You can add a team. Oh, I know what I've remembered. Particularly for those people who have, like, the Cooperstown league, you can create a team from league database players. So I have one called the Druids, which is from the Cooperstown set from Play Games. So to create a team from those players, you go create a team from league database players, press go. The league is 1917, so it's historical. 1917. Type in this case it's Kovalevsky. In fact, there he is, Stan Kovalevsky. Add player, and we're there. Let's see who else we've got. I know, let's pick someone more recent. Rich. We go to modern, and 1980 is what his card says. Rich Gossage. Add player. Who else shall I pick? Who else was good for this team? Oh, go on, we'll have Tim Raines. Excuse me. 1983. Tim Raines. So you can quickly build up your roster. You can call it whatever you like. 2024 Druids. Sorry about this. I'm not going to edit this. You're going to get warts and all, coughs, everything all included, no extra charge. Add created team. So you can see that in the teams now we've got the Druids. Load the team. Obviously we've only got 3 players at the moment, so it's a poor squad, but you've got it straight away, and same as before, you can add these players individually, or you can type them up in Word or any other text editor and add them in bulk as I showed you before. Or you can just go through and add them from each particular league one by one, as I was just showing you. And it's great because you can assemble your whole squad in a few minutes, and then they can play each other. And again, you can use History Maker Baseball or Pocket Pennant Run, just the same. We're going to close that down, and we're going to try Game Sim now. Now we're into fairly new territory for me. I've hardly tested this, and I know there's a few issues at some parts of it. Just call it anything. So select visitors team. So we'll use the Braves again. We know we've got 2 complete teams. Boston Minutemen, and line up A1. Starting pitcher, we'll go with Strider again and Bocanegra, and you can then choose your relief pitchers, and you can put criteria. So enter the first reason. Let's say the start pitcher is he drops below B. Let's say it goes to C, so he's fatigued. Or it's modern baseball, so let's say we reach the 7th inning, panic would set in if we still had the starting pitcher in. And then let's say who's there? Seawald, is it? Who's there? Can't remember who there. Oh, Racing Iglesias, that's it. So first reason is if the relief pitcher's rating reached C, and the second reason was if the inning got to the 9th inning, he'd come in to close. Boston Minutemen, relief pitcher Tommy Rainwater, if the starter's rating drops to B. The second reason, if we got to inning 6, because his fatigue is 5, and then we bring on Ron Lee. First reason, the reliever's rating, no, we'd only have 1 if it was the 9th inning. Okay, so it's as simple as that. You can put up to 3 reasons. There will be pinch hitters added to this. What order you want them to come in, and then all you do is press Game Sim, and it plays the game for you. And you'll see that in this game the Braves won 3-zip, and it gives you the box score and the pitchers. Jimenez, 6 innings, so Jimenez came in and Iglesias came in to take the save. Jimenez must have reached his, and then Bocanegra lost. There was 1 home run. Who scored the homer? Austin Riley. And down the right you get a complete game recap. I like this actually because I think this should be in the main game. So if you haven't got time to play your History Maker Baseball, or you haven't even got time to play History Maker Baseball Express or Fast Inning Baseball, then you can play it. And what is coming in this will be exports, and there'll be score sheets, and you can play that as many times as you want. So play again, same situation, 5-4. Play it again. See, you can play it over and over, and it gives you can go through it and see how your team scored or how one of the teams did in each individual inning. So I know this has only been a quick video this morning, and I've raced through a lot of things, but that's because it is only a beta version, or as it should be in Greek, Vita, Alpha Vita. So it's a Vita version, beta version, test version. Don't bother anyone to have it yet. It will be released in a few days, and then further improvements will be coming regularly, probably every few weeks or every month, until it's reached something that is perfect. I hope you enjoyed that brief look. Take care, have a good day, and for those I haven't spoken to yet, Happy New Year to you all. Bye-bye.